Nation, how are you guys doing tonight? I'm so excited to be here. We've got some incredible guest speakers on the line tonight. We've got an incredible night planned for you guys tonight. We're gonna keep these webinars short. We're gonna keep them exciting. We're gonna keep them informative. I really appreciated all of the feedback that came back from last week's webinar, and we will continue to try to keep making these better and better, making sure that they are impactful for you guys, that you guys know and understand that these are for you guys. They are supposed to be informative, inspirational, and every week we're going to try to have new content. I know even though that we're going to keep going through and we're going to be talking about these things, we're going to be teaching you guys how to tell your stories. We're going to be empowering you guys. We're going to be teaching you guys how to teach and explain the compensation plan in simpler ways. We're going to talk about the plan, the power of three, and how all of those things are going to help you guys build a legacy, to help you guys build a future, to help take this momentum, take this next wave of Xango to the world. And so without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and get started. We're going to have a lot of fun here. We're going to, again, make these fun and informative. And so to start out, I really want to bring on our guest speakers tonight and have them come on and share with us tonight. So, but before I do that, could they just say hello so I know that they're on the line? I texted you guys. I'm not sure if you guys heard that or not. Could you guys, I muted the line. I just want to make sure that they are unmuted. Are you guys there? Can you say hello?
Hey, it's Ron and Maggie.
All right, perfect. Well, let me do a proper introduction now. Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're going to be talking about the compensation plan. Remember when we first rolled out the Power of Three, we spoke about how the compensation plan was going to be explained in three sections: fast cash, residual pay, and leadership pay. We'll cover a little bit of the other two tonight, but tonight we're going to focus on the fast cash. And so, but I really wanted to talk a little bit about what Xango's done in the past and in the history, and I couldn't think of any better people tonight to come on and help us share tonight some people who are this month our newest members of our $1 Million Club members. They are premiers Ron and Maggie Gell from British Columbia, Canada. We couldn't be more excited to be welcoming you guys not only to the $1 Million Club, but welcoming you guys to our webinar training and having you guys come on the call tonight. So thank you so much. We're so excited. So Ron and Maggie Gell of our premiers out of British Columbia, our newest members, congratulations. How does it feel, you guys?
Wow, it feels pretty awesome. What do you think, Ron?
Yeah, we're pretty excited, Ryan, and it's been 10 years, and Maggie's prepared to give kind of a little overview, so when you're ready.
Yeah, when we had the notification that we actually made it in the $1 Million Club, we just sat down and kind of reflected on the last almost 11 years. And we are really so grateful on so many levels that Xango has given us the opportunity to build a business which lends itself really to a lifestyle where we have lots of time freedom. Making our own hours is something that is so precious, because in teaching and in policing that wasn't possible. We have basically now, Ron calls it a 30-second commute to our office, which we share, which is much better than going through rush hour traffic. And another perk that was really important to us was working with the people we want to work with. There's so many awesome people on our team, which makes our work fun. We have meaningful work. It's fun. It's energizing. Ron usually says he can't wait to get in the office in the morning after he drags me to the gym. But it's also financially rewarding, not just for us, but for our team. I think Ron calculated that we have helped already several of our team members earn over $100,000 doing the business part-time, just like we did when we started out, and numerous people, to earn enough money to supplement their daily expenses. So the perks are endless, and one that was really dear to our heart was our aging parents. We're baby boomers, and to be able to have some time with our parents as they age in their final years and provide additional care for them, it was really important. Sorry, it makes me really emotional when I think of it. But on the happier side, also Thailand. That's a trip that our company put us on, which is, it was a trip of a lifetime. It was almost like a movie. It's so unforgettable and priceless when you reach that premium milestone. And I can't wait for some of my team members to get there as well. But I must say that those people that start their business today, they're a little bit more advanced. They have a little bit more of an advantage than we did when we started, because Xango's made that journey of building a home business, which takes real focus and effort, is now a lot clearer. We have, the Power of Three, which the webinar is all about, where we learn all kinds of skills. And when you're given a very clear track to run on, where you know exactly what you have to do every day and you repeat it, there is really an advantage to that in building your business. As a school teacher, I had a day book, and I knew every day what I was going to teach my children. Every week, I planned every month and so forth. And this is what Xango is doing. This is what you're doing to help us get all of our team members on track so they can really, with a little bit of time each day, build a business, because most everybody works full-time, right, until you get to a certain point. So I am just grateful, emotional, and I want to thank Xango and our business partners for an awesome journey. I don't know what else to say. Sorry, I'm so emotional.
Oh, no, and I love that, Ron and Maggie. First of all, congratulations. It couldn't happen to nicer people. You guys put your heart, your passion, your souls into your business each and every day, and it shows and it reflects. And I love how you touched on a lot of different things there, and I know it's really hard in the short amount of time that we gave you to really illustrate or talk about what Xango's meant for you guys. But I love one of the things that you guys talked about. Both of you guys have public service backgrounds from both the police force as well as school teachers. But what Xango's really enabled you guys to do is to help your parents in their golden years to be able to have a lifestyle, and you guys have been able to provide that for your families. And so what an incredible opportunity, what an amazing story, and we are so excited to watch your continued success within Xango, and congratulations on being our newest members of our $1 Million Club. And thank you so much for coming on the call tonight, Ron and Maggie, Gail, everybody. Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Nice. Wonderful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to jump right into it. But to do this, I wanted to take a little bit of a snapshot to talk about, we can sit and talk about the compensation plan, but I think it's important to look at, again, from the industry, why did Xango come up with the compensation plan that they have, and how does it compare to some of the other compensation plans? So I want to kind of take us through a journey. So because as you're out there talking to know a little bit more about what's going on and some of the things that are happening in the industry, I think it's important to understand why Xango's compensation plan is the way that Xango's compensation plan is. And so I just wanted to go, we're going to brush over this relatively quickly. At Xango, we never talk poorly about other companies because we don't have to, because we rise above. We are category creators. We've set records, we've broke records, and we are a category creator, not only in the products but also in our industry and everything that we do. But just really quickly, high-level network marketing business model. What we do, this is relationship marketing, this is person-to-person, this is referral marketing, however you want to call it. But really what we're doing is we're not selling a product, we're not selling a lifestyle. In fact, we're not selling anything. All we're doing is we're simply connecting people to what it is that they're already looking for. People are looking for more time, more money, more freedom, a more charitable opportunity to be able to give back. Like Ron and Maggie, just being able to have an opportunity to help their parents. And all we do with the gift of Xango is connect people to what it is that they're looking for. So the network business model is simply, all we are doing is cutting out the middleman. We're not putting this on retail shelves. We're not putting this on, on TV and commercials and different things like that. We're simply connecting people to what it is that they're looking for so that we can make sure that everybody can find what they're looking for. And I honestly believe, and I wouldn't be here today if I did not believe that Xango offered all of those things: more time, more money, more freedom, more charitable giving, better health, better wealth, all of those things that make us a little bit better and help us accomplish those goals and dreams. I believe that Xango has all of those things, and it's very important that we help connect people to what it is they're looking for. In our industry, there's several different types of compensation plans, and I'm going to highlight the 4 major compensation plans today, and I'll talk to you a little bit about what they are. One of them that you're going to hear about is a binary. Binaries are simply bi is 2. Like bicycle, you have 2 wheels. Binary is two sets of organizations, a right and a left. The challenges with binaries is that you're consistently working to build your, they call it weak leg or lesser leg or however you want to call that, because that's all you're getting paid on. And so the challenge is, and I've worked binaries, I've worked stair-step breakaways, I've worked force matrices, and I've worked unilevels in my career, and binaries are challenging because they kind of they negatively impact the teamwork. It's frustrating because you see all of this volume in your power leg. It's just sometimes those are challenging, and so that wasn't a good fit for Xango. We decided to do something different, and typically in a binary you're going to find that because companies are only paying on the lesser leg of volume, what they're going to do is they're going to have a higher upfront tax, because those people that are bringing those people in, that's the only way that they're going to get some money to get them going, and so they usually have a higher priced front-end tax. The next one I want to talk to you about is a stair-step breakaway. What a stair-step breakaway is that you simply are building a team and then once that team gets to a certain level of rank or by volume, it breaks away, and then you start getting a smaller percentage of that team, and then you have to go build another team. The challenges with one of those is there's a low incentive for teamwork. There's a cross sponsorship lines. They could have a dramatic negative impact on your income when a leg breaks away. And the plan was originally came under fire for encouraging people to front load or upload, because again, encouraging people to have a lot higher pack prices in the beginning. And again, we just felt like with our culture and what we wanted to create, which was a long-term sustainable income, that wasn't the plan for us. Another one that you might hear about is a force matrix. A force matrix is, in the simple way for me to describe it, is that you have like buckets, and they can be like a 2x9 or they can be a 3x8. There's a bunch of different types of force matrices, and a lot of people can talk about the different force matrices that are out there. This example here that I'm showing you is a 3x9 force matrix, and so basically what it is you have 3 buckets, and what you do is you try to fill that bucket 3 wide, 9 levels deep, and then once that bucket gets full, then you move to the next bucket, and then you fill that bucket, and then you move to the next bucket. But what happens is as you move from bucket to bucket, again, you're focused on a different bucket, so the whole teamwork, the whole unity thing isn't there. There's a minimum number of personally sponsored required to unlock the payment, so it means that basically what happens is that once you fill that bucket, that's all the money that you can earn. So the earnings are actually capped at that point on those buckets. So your earning potential is capped on those. And so what we decided to do, and again, we're not talking bad about any of the other compensation plans out there. We're not talking bad about any of the other companies out there. I just wanted you guys to understand, some of the other compensation plans that are out there in the industry, so that when we talk about ours, you understand how powerful our compensation plan is. And that's something that we're really going to do a lot more with the power of 3, is we're going to talk about how impactful our compensation plan is and why it's so great and why we feel like it's one of the strongest compensation plans, if not the strongest compensation plan in the entire industry. And so Xango's plan is a unilevel plan. I love it because it pays infinity width. There's no caps. There's no cap on the potential of how much money you can earn. It pays 9 levels deep. There's 3 ways to win. You can buy the product, sell them retail, and then you can build customers. We're going to talk about that. Building a team, which is your residual pay. And then there's 3 components of it: the fast cash, which we're going to talk about tonight, the residual pay, and the leadership pay. Let's go into it just a little bit more. I believe that we've cracked the code in the industry with what we're doing with our compensation plan. It's simple, it's generous, it's global, and it's also very, very rewarding. And so the first step to that is simple. It's a volume-based plan. And, we've adapted and we've grown, from a structure-based plan to a volume-based plan. And a volume-based plan it's simpler to build and to qualify. It's simpler to share and to explain. And the thing that I love about it, because there's not the structure requirements, is that your success is not dependent upon somebody else's success. You guys don't have to have somebody else hit a certain level in order for you to rank advance. And I love that, because now we're not being held captive by anybody else. It's simple. It's easy. If there's volume there, you're going to get paid. If there's volume there, you're going to rank in advance. And if you help other people grow, you're going to grow, and I love that about our compensation plan. Number two, it's generous. Our comp plan pays 50%. 50% of every commissionable dollar that comes to this company goes back to the pockets of you, the distributors. You think about that. The over $2 billion in sales that this company has generated in its short life cycle, that means that we paid out over $1 billion in commissions back to people like you and me. And that's impactful and that's important. And I'm going to talk about how that wealth has spread out. It's a global compensation plan. I love the fact that our compensation plan is global. It doesn't matter if we're here or if we're in Belgium or we're in South Africa or we're in Australia or we're in Japan. The compensation plan is going to pay out the same. And I can be here in the U.S. I can be in Nova Scotia. I can be, in Singapore, and I can build a business anywhere in any of the open markets of Xango. And I know that because my aunt moved to Germany, that I can build a business there, and I know exactly how I'm going to get paid. I know how to explain it. As we go into different markets, our compensation plan don't change, which makes it so simple, so easy. I love our global compensation plan. Number four, it's rewarding, the amazing incentives, the trips and more. Ron and Maggie talked about the Thailand trip and how incredible that was and what an amazing experience that is. And we all know every one of us is going to go to the Mexican Riviera. All of us are working towards building to the Mexican Riviera, right? Yes, we're all shaking our heads, yes, absolutely. Because it's an incredible opportunity for us to be able to go out and to travel the world with our friends and our families. And some of the people, I've been so blessed and fortunate to have done this business in over 27 international countries. And the people that I've met along the way is so amazing. Like I believe that I've got friends and family in the Philippines and in Australia, all over the world, people that I look to and admire and respect because of what this business has done. The compensation plan, we've got the lifestyle bonuses. There's just so many things that make this happen. Let's talk a little bit about the history of Xango. And you guys know that we never brag, but we edify, and we're excited about who we are and what we do. And so, Xango statistics, we just introduced tonight some of our newest $1 Million Club members, over 100 millionaires that the Xango has created in their 12 short years. Over 30 multi-millionaires in just 12 short years. Now, but what does that really mean? Like, right, for us, the art millionaires, right? Like, for those of us that haven't hit that milestone yet, what does that truly mean? And you guys have heard me talk about this because this is a goal of ours. We actually went to lunch today with some of the executive team members and somebody else that was outside of the company who's really excited about what's happening here. And we were talking about our goals and our mission and our vision of what we're trying to do in creating 1 million thousanders, 1 million people every month earning $1,000 or more from our compensation plan. And since Xango has helped more than 170,000 people earn $1,000 or more in a single month. We've helped over 250,000 people earn $500 or more in a single month. Now let's talk about how we've done that, but more importantly, how we're going to do that in the future, because that's where the power of 3 comes in. That's how we duplicate. That's what we're going to do as we take things and mold things and help this build and grow. And so you guys have heard us talk about the XALO 3D. 3 a day, give 3 away. This is a simple thing, and last week I talked about, handing out samples and that you duplicate your efforts and you make these wonderful samples your busy bees. So, if you hand out 30 of these in a month, you literally have duplicated yourself 30 different times by handing these out. But the reason why I wanted to talk about that tonight is I just wanted to say, okay, if I truly go out and I sample 30 people, And I give this to them, and you know, I know that there was some questions about follow-up, and that's next week. You're really going to want to hit next week's webinar. We're going to talk about the art of following up and how we follow up and how we take people down this progress. But if I hand out 30 samples, and I'm telling my story and I'm following up with them, I'm going to find 3 distributors. And so tonight we're going to talk about the power start, the power of the power start. Get that? The power of the power start. And then we're also going to talk about the Customer Connect program. So if I go out and I sample 30 people, you know, and I've done this. You guys, you might think I'm crazy, but, you know, I've done this in my own neighborhood since the Power of 3 came out. You know, I went down the road and actually found a Xango distributor in my very own neighborhood right here in Utah. I went down the road and I gave them a Power of 3. And I shared my story, I talked about what we were doing, and they're excited. Like, you should see the group of people that they put in their living room because of what we were able to do, and that's so important what we're doing. But I want to share tonight just the simplicity and how powerful the Power of 3 is in handing out these samples. So this past Monday, I walked into our HR department. No, I wasn't in trouble yet, but I walked in there and I was talking to them, and I asked one of them, I said, "What did you do this weekend?" And she said, "I had the best day yet." And I said, "Oh, really? What'd you do?" And she said, "No, literally, I had the best day yet. I took the sample, and I went home, and I did the products just like you told me to do. I started out with Ignite, I went to the Limitless, and then I went to the Reload." And she said, "I don't know what it was. It had to be these products, but I literally had the best day ever. I felt great. I was in the moment. I was loving life. My energy was great. My mood was great. I enjoyed my family." She said, "I literally had the best day ever." And I'm telling you guys, everybody that I've sampled, I even had somebody in the office today that I was sampling, everybody that I've sampled has had the best day yet because of the way that the products sample there. But let's say I sampled 30 people. I most certainly should find 3 distributors when I sample 30 people because of the impact and the quality of these products. And we're going to talk next week a little bit more about how those stories relate to some of those things. But if I bring in 3 new distributors who came in on the exact same pack that I came in, the $259.99, which is an incredible savings. If you tried to buy these products individually and then pay shipping and handling and tax and all of those other things and then the distributor kit on top of that, this pack is an incredible pack from a savings perspective. So if I go out and I bring in 3 new distributors, that's 200 PV. Now, okay, it's $259.99. That includes shipping and handling. That includes, you know, the water bottle. That includes the sample cards. So $259.99, 200 PV. So you get 50% commissionable volume on that, 200 PV. So what you're going to get is that you got 3 new distributors at 200 PV equals 200. PV is personal volume. Okay, PV is personal volume, and we got to get good at talking about that when we're sharing this with people so that they understand. Because sometimes when we're in this industry, we come up with these acronyms and we come up with these abbreviations, and we talk about it like everybody should know what it is. But Zig Ziglar always says we have to keep this on a 7th grade level so that the college professors can understand it. So PV is personal volume, GV is group volume. Okay, so I bring in 3 new distributors, and their personal volume is 200 PV, and that equals 2 and 3 is 6. Even I don't even have to take my shoes off to count that. So that's 600 group volume. Power Start is 25% on the initial order. You get 25% of their first initial order, which $600 at 25% is $150 right out of the gates, right in your pocket. Now think about that, $150 by introducing 3 people who have seen what you've seen, they've felt what you felt, they've heard what you've heard, and they're excited about going out and building their business. And then the next month you go help those 3 people do the exact same thing that you did, and you're going to get 15% times 3 times of the $600, and that's just going to be more money that's going to duplicate, and we'll talk about that in the next compensation plan training. But I want you guys to get really good at understanding this aspect. The more people who understand this concept and duplicate it over and over again are going to be the next $1 Million Club members. Those are going to be the people who get to that point, who help other people get to that aspect of it. Let's talk about the next one, the Customer Connect. The Customer Connect is we have a customer pack that we put out there, and I see we've got Art Manville on the line tonight, dialing in and listening in. And Art was the brilliant guy that said, hey, we've got to have a customer pack. So we've got a customer pack. I don't have a picture of it, so we're going to use this one. The customer pack is 200 PV, and you help those people come in with the 200 PV, 3 new customers. And if you think about that, while I'm sampling 30 people, finding 3 distributors, a byproduct of finding those 3 distributors, I'm going to find 3 customers because they're going to feel the impact of these products, and they're going to want to be a part of that. So we've got a really simple, easy customer pack that they've got. They've got that set up. So if I bring in 3 new customers at 200 PV, personal volume each, that's 600 group volume, Customer Connect is 15% every time that customer orders. Every customer that you bring in, you're instantly going to get 15% of whatever they order. In this example, we have a 200 PV pack. Each customer orders 200. That's $600 at 15%. That's $90. And if you guys, not if, right, every one of you listening to this call has printed off the PDF of the Power of the 3, right? You've got it laminated. It's in your shower. It's above your toilet. It's in your car. It's on your fridge, right? It's everywhere. That first month of just $240 in your pocket is literally helping you start the path. Now, some of you guys are probably thinking to yourself, I already knew this, right? I already knew this. But if you know it, it's one thing to know it, but it's another thing to go out and apply it. You know, Maggie and Ron, you know, Maggie's a retired school teacher, but her background is that, you know, when you teach somebody something, you teach them the principle, but it's not really ever learned until they actually go out and apply the principle. And so you guys can say, I know this, but until we go out and apply it and teach somebody else how to do it, we'll never find success. We're never going to grow within this simple principle, right? And so it's important that we understand, or that we look at when we're talking about what it is that we're looking for, that you guys understand that concept. Now, I just want to go in and go through these promotions really quickly, and then I want to end with this quote. I've got 3 minutes left. Some of you guys have had questions about this, this particular promotion right here. I think it's very important that you guys understand and get involved with this. Now, I know that we've got some people listening in around the world, and so I'm really sorry. This is only a U.S. and Canada promotion. So you can totally throw tomatoes at me in Las Vegas at our Rush convention for only doing this here. But this is a U.S. and Canada promotion. If you purchase a XALO 3D or a XALO 3D juice pack, plug into the plan, which is understanding is just printing that out and going through the 8 steps, going through liking us on Facebook, checking off the list, going through exactly like we're supposed to, sampling 30 people. I sponsor 3 new distributors or 3 new preferred customers. Then I get my name in for a drawing for the month of March. And we've already got some people, and next webinar we're going to highlight some of those people, but you'll get your name in for a drawing. And everybody who does that in the month of March will do a drawing, and they'll earn a free iPad mini. Okay? They get a free iPad mini. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. Then in April, we'll do the same thing again, and everybody gets a chance to do that. And if you sponsor 3, you get 3 in. You get your name in the drawing again and again and again. You can do it as many times as you want to, right? And there's already some people that's got their name in there already twice, so they've got their odds are twice of winning. Now, if you think about this, the power of 3 is a duplication model, and the more this duplicates, the lower your odds are, because there are going to be more and more names in the hat. So the people that jump in and get engaged now in the month of March are going to have higher odds than the people in April. But then in April, we're going to do the same thing again, and we're going to give an iPad away for the winner in April. But then we're going to take all of the names from March and April, and then we're going to do the same thing in May, but we're going to put all of those names in one hat, and then we're going to draw it out, and that person is going to win a 3-night hotel suite in Las Vegas, 6 Xango Rush tickets, backstage passes where you literally get to rub Dave Webb's head, which is so much fun, and it's so lucky. Everybody who does that becomes part of the $1 Million Club members. And VIP seating, VIP experience. You're going to absolutely love it. This is going to be an incredible opportunity to be able to be a part of that. Now, live the life you deserve. The Mexican Riviera. I hope that you guys have all gone online, Xango.com, checked out all of the things that we're doing, because we are working tirelessly to be able to make this happen. And I know I'm right at 7:30, so I'm wrapping this up. Go to Xango.com/paradise. Download all of the qualifications. This is a global initiative. This is everybody in the world gets a chance to go visit and earn an opportunity to be with your friends and your family and Xango founders and executives and people. This is going to be one of the best, if not the best trip of Xango ever. So you're going to want to be there. We want hundreds of people storming the Mexican Riviera. Tune into Xango.com/paradise. And in January, we're all going to be going together. Secondly, lastly, and I'm going to do this one relatively quickly, who doesn't love Oprah, right? We all love Oprah. The reason I've been able to be so financially successful is my focus has never, ever, for 1 minute, been money. Guys, we were talking about money tonight. We were talking about the $1 Million Club members. We were talking about the million thousandaires, and you know, we were talking about how to earn the money and how we were going to put the money in our pocket, right? But here's the reality. The reality is this: when people think that money determines success, but it doesn't. It doesn't. Successful people do earn more money. Successful people have more money, but they were successful first. They were successful at understanding the fundamentals. They were successful at understanding the fundamentals that built upon principles upon principles upon principles that helped them become successful. And once they were successful, then they earned the money. Ladies and gentlemen, I am telling you, if you focus on getting good at telling your story, you get focused on learning how to duplicate, focus on learning how to help people earn power starts, help yourself earn power starts. That's how we help other people earn power starts, is by us earning power starts. And when we do that and we become successful at that, we will earn money. And when we earn money and we are successful, then Xango will accomplish its goal, which is creating a million thousandaires. We want 1 million people every month earning $1,000. And I know you've seen this slide before, but I am so excited. I am so energetic, and I believe this with all of my heart. It's your time. It's our time, and the time is now. The time is now to be a part of Xango, and I am so excited. I can't even tell you how excited I am to be a part of this incredible, amazing, beautiful company that is literally changing lives all around the world. I want to thank you for taking the time out to be with us tonight, listening in. I know we went 3 minutes over, and I apologize from the bottom of my heart for that. But thank you for bearing with us. Thank you for being here. Ron and Maggie Gale, thank you for sharing your story. Congratulations on being our newest $1 Million Club members. And tune in next week as we dive into the plan and we train on the plan and we talk about the follow-up and everything that's in store with that. So grateful to be here. So excited for the future. God bless each and every one of you. Good night.